We got the chicken out, it's already cooked, but I don't want to leave it out too long. And we got the sweet potato, and then we've got all the frozen vegetables in the freezer, which when it comes time, as I get the coffee going, kind of get into a roll here, I will take I'll just take everything, weigh it out, portion it, put it away. What's going on, guys? Jason here, and today, this video is gonna be food stuff. Basically, I ran out of food. I got to the end of my 2 weeks, and I used my last prepped meal, and it was time to get to work. So I did, however, finish prepping and baking the chicken, and prepping, peeling all that stuff, and baking the sweet potatoes and getting that ready. So those are the two major things. Those are the two elements to the meal planning that I'm doing now. Those are the two things that are very consistent. And I mean, everything's really, I'm eating more or less the same things, but I found a way to create variety between the vegetables and the spices that I use that works for me. And you can do the same thing that works for you. You find what works and you make it fit. So I'm in kind of a rhythm now. I found my favorite flavors. I found my favorite stuff. So at this point, it's like clockwork. So I'm enjoying what I'm doing. I'm just kind of going forward. Like, I'm using a lot of the same stuff until I get bored with it, and then I'll mix it up. I still throw in variety here and there. I love this stuff. My mom and dad actually left this behind. So this, get this to focus here. So I use the lemon pepper a lot in my chicken, and of course, salt and pepper, and then a variety of other things, curry, cumin, cinnamon, ginger, salt, pepper, garlic. The list goes on. There's so many different varieties, so many different things you can do. And I don't marinate or anything. Like, I take the chicken raw, cut it up. I actually have a pair of shears. I just slice it up. Right now I'm doing 5-ounce portions. That seems to be, I was doing 8 when I first started, then I kind of have gone back and forth. I found that 5 fits, so I can have multiple of the meals that I prep throughout the day, plus the vegetables and everything fits within the macros that I'm aiming for, which will change over time, but I'm just focusing on something and seeing what happens, as 2 to 4 weeks happen, so I can kind of see and adjust and make changes. That's what I'm doing now. I'm actually 2 weeks in a 6-week program that I've set up. I'm doing basically just 6 weeks of push-pull in the gym, and then just continuing on to do what I'm doing. I'm doing a more garlic-centric focus, it seems, this time around. I bought I wasn't doing this before. That's the thing that makes it interesting, is I bought this last time I went shopping. Just a big old thing of garlic. I've already gone through like 3 cloves. The majority of the time, when I do use fats or oils, don't worry about the brand. This is just what I found a good value. So I'm using this, which I got at Walmart, and then this one here. So this was actually given to me, but you can get coconut oil pretty much anywhere. I think I've gone on long enough. Let's go ahead and work on, I'm just gonna get the chicken and the sweet potatoes. I'm gonna get that loaded in, and then we'll go ahead and we'll start doing the vegetables. So I've got the chicken here, which was all prepped last night, and then all the sweet potato here, which is also good. It's just piles of sweet potatoes, all peeled, baked, and mashed together. And I also save, usually, show you here, I save a little bit of well, this is a lot of it. I won't use all of this, but that's basically the drippings from the chicken. And I will use some of that on each as I prep, which I'll show you. I'll just put a little bit for added flavor and all that stuff. This over here, I've got those set up so far. That's obviously not everything. I'm just gonna start with that and then kind of transition around. And we'll start here. I'm still figuring out the best setup in this kitchen, but I've got my scale here. So I'm gonna start weighing out the sweet potatoes, 200 grams each. And then the chicken's already portioned, so I can just take each stack, each pile there, and then and transition it over, just move it over into the trays. And then from there, we'll go into the freezer and we'll grab out the vegetables, and I'll walk you through from there. So you've got the chicken all portioned out, and there we go. So now, my next step is going to be sweet potatoes, which are gonna be in that container. I'm gonna weigh those out, 200 grams each. As you can see, so 200 grams in that container. And now what I'll do is transition this container, and I'll just put it in. I'll add it with the chicken, because I'm gonna do the 2 smaller ones. I'll do other vegetables, corn, lima beans, green beans, broccoli, mixed vegetables, etc. It goes on and on. So I'll show you what I'm using. I'll just do one real quick, just so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. So I'll just take this and then plop it on there. Boom, just like that. and that's good to go. So that, rinse and repeat. Let me show you one other thing. I have the drippings here, and I'm gonna just kind of stir it up a little bit. This has like the fats and a lot of the spices and a lot of runoff, so I don't put a ton of it back. I'm just gonna use a little bit for flavor, and I mean, it's working. So I usually do about a couple tablespoons or so, just kind of add a little bit. And now I'm gonna repeat that. I'm just gonna go through and do that for all this chicken. I wanna get to the vegetables so I can show you, and then just get everything put away. Okay, and this, to me, this is the magic right here. Is this the best? Like, are these the best vegetables you could possibly get? No, probably not. Are they sufficient? Do they work? Yeah, they're working fine for me. So the majority of these, the big bags, are from Sam's Club. And of course that little mixed veggie bag is just what's left over of one of those bigger, that bigger one, that white one there is a previous. And then of course, they don't always have everything. So like Walmart, I went and I got the lima beans and then the packages of corn, and the broccoli's also from Sam's Club. So all I'm gonna do is, I mean, the portion, it tells you, right in the package, and you don't have to be all crazy with this stuff, but still just for tracking and purposes of numbers and all that, it tells you right on the package. So this is about 83 grams. Yeah, basically all of these, the serving is roughly 85-ish. So that's what I aim for, somewhere between 80 to 90 grams. It does not matter, okay? You do not have to get crazy about this. I wouldn't stress too much about all the details, and sometimes I do. I'll get in there and I'll be, trying to get the grams to be right on, but it doesn't, especially with vegetables, it just doesn't matter. I mean, things like corn, peas, and of course, we're getting into, if you get into fruit and things like that, you do have to watch sugars. You don't want to be crazy, but it's still, at the end of the day, it's just not, what I'm doing, the way I've set up my nutrition, is not going to do anything to me. In days where I've had like larger amounts of sugars from fruit, things like that, nothing's happened, and I've just continued to get more and more shredded. So at this point now, it's just the vegetables. I'm going to portion those out, get them ready, and then we'll check back in. And here we go. So that's everything. For the sake of keeping everything frozen and fresh, I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to kind of show you this, give you a little cliff notes, and then we'll do a conclusion, and I'll get everything lidded up and put away in the freezer. You can see there's, I mean, a lot of things are similar, but some of the things have variety, like the spices change a little bit. Here I've got, this day would be corn and lima in that meal, where this meal might be lima beans and mixed vegetables, and then this one will have corn and green beans, and then even more so, we've got broccoli, green beans, corn, like all kinds of different variety. So you can keep mixing it up, and of course spices are really what change it up. Let me get these lidded, get these put away, and we'll do a kind of a final wrap-up conclusion. Probably one of the most satisfying parts of this entire process is clicking all these lids on. So I'm gonna just wrap this up. I just wanted to show you briefly. I have all these meals, one day's effort, and now I don't have to think about my meals really for the next couple weeks. So I can just kind of grab and go, and I don't have to worry about grabbing something that's less desirable in a moment of indecision or a moment that is unprepared, because I'm ready to go. So that's it, guys. That's the process. I mean, that's it in a nutshell. One thing I want to leave you with, at this point from where we are at, remember, this is at my point between day 90 and 120. So I'm about 4 months into doing this. So this is still what I consider kind of a beginner or intermediate setup. Right now we're worried about the macros, the carbs, proteins, and fats, the portions that you're eating, and itemizing everything that you put in your face. That's really where you should start. That's where I've started. Don't get caught up in the micros. Focus on the macros right now. Don't get too caught up in all of the detail. Just work within your range with where you are, starting first with the decision to do it. Like, I wanted to be here. I wanted to design this. This wasn't like, hey, I think I'm just gonna try this out. It was like, I'm gonna do that. And here's the steps that I understand that I need to take as far as the food prepping and journaling and tracking and all that. And then I'm gonna optimize it and figure it out as I go. And that's what I've done so far. We're reaching day 120. I'm excited to see, as I continue this, where am I gonna be in a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, because that's where the big changes happen. But I did it in a way that was a system, in a way that I could follow. You could see the meal prep. I did it in a way that's simple. I'm not chopping vegetables all day. So basically I take 1 day of sacrifice and I'm good for the next 2 weeks. I'm not caught in that moment of what do I eat? And then of course, I go out to eat and make a bad decision. I don't have that problem right now because I have everything that I need. That's what's working for me. That's what I'm doing. I wanted to share kind of an overall process. But at the end of the day, this is where I'm at, this is what I'm doing, and that's where I'm going. Just continued improvement and making content for you, sharing the process because it's working. Let me just show you real quick. All right, this is where I'm at right now, and these are the results that I've had. I'll share either up here or maybe over here. Maybe I'll do like a side-by-side. I can do like let me do that. So flexing, because I did kind of a flex video. So that's it, guys. Jason here, betterbody90.com. This is what I've been doing. It's how the meal prep's been going for me over the last, going on almost 4 months now. So it didn't start this way, it's just improved, and I've gotten to where I'm at now. So that means it can still continue to improve. But right now I've got an awesome system. I've shown you what I do as far as what I eat. If you have questions, make sure to comment, reach out to me. Or if you want to see more detailed content, we can talk about that stuff in the future. I'd love to make more, and I'd love to have the challenge of creating stuff that I can give you that I know will help. In the meantime, I'll keep making videos and making content that I think will help. If you like the video, you know what to do. And if you didn't like it, you know what to do. Until next time, Jason here, betterbody90.com. Keep doing what it takes, and I'll see you next video.